Chapter 9, Repair and Replacement Standards for Locomotives. General replace remanufacture of DoD locomotives shall be authorized in accordance with the provision of this chapter. The proceeds outlined shall be used to determine the expenditure limits for locomotive repairs or eligibility for replacement. One-time repair expenditure limits. The procedure is one-time repair expenditure limits are applicable each time at an item but unserviceable. The one-time repair expenditure is expressed as a percentage of total repair costs estimate to the total cost of the end item. The procedure determining a repair expenditure limit of the item follows: establish a current replacement cost. The repair cost is the sum of the estimated labor, parts of the technical assistance repair as the necessary repair requirements, restoration of end item, the serviceable condition. The repair eligible shall be determined by comparing a repair cost estimate of the product of the percentage shown as applicable repair limitations, chart times, and current replacements of cost of unserviceable end item. An end item is the loss of repair eligibility if the estimated cost of repair exceeds the product. The maximum allowable one-time overhaul allowance of 65% is restricted to those years identified in Appendix 1. Expenditure items. The repair expenditure limits the components of the accessibility. The renewable parts applicable to the end items that serviceable are eligible for the repair is 35% of the estimated replacement cost. The new components assembly recovered the repair parts should be procured in the estimated repair cost 65% of the replacement cost. Paragraph 69221 above is applicable for the applicable to the public components. The recovered parts of the be prepared to return to the pipeline for issues. The bulk items are those items that support the direct exchange program. General Appendix 1 furnishes one-time repair overhaul expenditures and percentages prices according to the equipment and years provided by the necessary data required to determine the end item repair eligibility. All items are identified by the national stock number assigned and arranged in numerical sequence. Column 1 lists the national stock numbers for the end items. Column 2 the equipment for the end of the nomenclature. Column 3 the production of the year of the equipment. Road serial number listed in column. An asterisk of the column indicates the production of the year is not available. Column 4 is the road or serial number when available. Column 5 is applicable age, a percentage of the repair expenditures out in relationship age. Lines 1 and 3 list of age of equipment. Lines 2 and 4 percentages used to determine the repair expenditures. Line 1 and 3 indicate life expectancy of each expectancy of an item in years. Rail items to be shipped overseas or units over movement overseas shall be a minimum of 5-year repair eligibility remaining subsequent to issue. Items shall be to the CONUS user shall have a minimum 1-year eligibility remaining subsequent to the issue. Technical inspections. Each locomotive shall be inspected by an experienced technical qualified rail technician at least once annually. Unserviceable equipment shall be inspected and qualified technical prior to the repair evacuation item or to the next higher support maintenance facility for repair disposal. The inspection report shall include the defects, manufacturing components, repair cost items, place the equipment in standard operating condition. The objectives of technical inspection are determine the economical repairability of the DoD materials to prevent evacuation of uneconomically repairable equipment unless expressly required, and detected preclude the loss of material of the Department of Defense solely on the basis of the age of the material. Computation of the repair cost estimates. Before preparing detailed cost estimates, review previous work orders to determine whether similar items and similar repair conditions have been repaired. If the work order exists, the actual work order cost estimate basis. Old work order cost should be accelerated using prescribed operation maintenance and inflation factors to reach estimate of repairing the component cost and elements. When the past experience for the repairing similar components is not available to determine estimated repair costs, detailed cost computations will be necessary. Elements of cost will be used and estimated for the cost repairing overhaul and material. Direct labor, military and civilian direct military materials, indirect overhead costs, contractual services, shipping and transportation costs, or other charges. The following estimated costs shall be included: the depot repair of an overall unit of cost estimate, replacement of the non-integral components of the basic issue, items of operating expense, for example, replacement batteries, antifreeze, petroleum products, except where the replacement is required as a result of accident labor, the labor cost of applying modification work orders, the MWOs, except for the amount of the modification is a small non-material distortion of the modification or the depot maintenance costs will occur. The cost of an overhaul, replacement, accessories, items used to adapt the materials for special use. Estimated direct labor cost. Direct labor is the labor of civilian or military, which can be specifically identified to repair overhaul jobs to be performed. Includes only the personnel that have directly productive contact with the material and services involved. Initial and final inspections are included in the category. To estimate direct labor costs, determine the direct labor man hours to be applied to the current pay rates plus the annual sick or other leave, government contributions for employee benefits. Determination of the direct labor man hours to be applied shall be based on a man hour requirements, maintenance task list, applicable material, publication, commercial flat rate manual, when appropriate, similar work previously performed, individual experience. Civilian labor rates. Cost of civilian labor shall be based on labor rate of the individual who actually performs the maintenance services as follows: converting man years to the average productive working hours when civil labor scales as stated in terms of annual salaries. Labor rates, whether determined from the annual salaries, hourly wage rate, shall be computed and include provisions and costs of annual sick or other leave, government contributed fringe benefits. Military labor rates. Labor rates for used in military personnel shall be the average military wage rate for the individual performing the work based on the standard rates. Labor rates, including indirect expenses. Heads of the DoD components and designees may establish the use of standard hourly rates for direct labor, including indirect or overhead, whether the standard rates established separate with established direct support, general support, depot following. Supportable material, rail. Each major geographic area where wage levels are great. Very estimated direct material cost. Estimated cost of all materials directly applied with the identified material to the particular item undergoing the repair overhaul shall include the repair of overhaul cost estimates, including the government furnished materials used by the contractor or performing all the other maintenance jobs. Estimated consumables shall be standard inventory pieces as published by the appropriate supply manuals. Material to be obtained by the local sources shall be produced at latest invoice cost of material made actual cost of fabrication. When the actual costs are not available, engineering estimates will be used. Replacement parts assembly used in the repair process should be exchange price. It's the price the standard inventory less than credit. The return of unserviceable parts removed in the particular material. Applicable commodity may prescribe the standard credit as a part of the standard inventory as long as the reflects of the estimated cost of the repair of the return removed repair part. Estimated indirect costs of the repair overhaul, so they shall include in the indirect overhead costs associated with the repair and overhaul. The cost shall be determined applying indirect overhead of the estimated direct labor man hours. The indirect overhead of the use develop indirect overhead rate will include the manufacturer production costs such as indirect costs incurred by the indefinable machine shop organization performing repair work, although identifiable particular repair overhead overall job. General administration expense such as costs incurred by the general management or supervision, which is measurable costs chargeable to the maintenance unit as an activity. The contractual services. The cost of contractual services required an incident identifiable with the performance of all and part of the specific maintenance job, which includes the cost estimate. Shipping costs. All shipping costs shall be included in the estimate. Ship costs and included all costs involved with the proper preparing the material and ship it at the point of the use. All transportation handling costs from the point of the use selected point of the repair. Estimate of the other costs. Any other costs not excluded for the subparagraph required to complete the required maintenance that can directly identify who the repair overall task shall be included in the estimate, although not specifically mentioned herein. commodity manager adjustment in cost of man hours. When material is reported to the commodity manager for the deposition instruction based on the repair cost estimates, the commodity manager shall compare with the labor rate used to the field personnel with the labor rate of the depot maintenance facility selected by the complete of the maintenance required. Adjusting the repair cost estimate of the depot maintenance labor rates should be repaired to the decision concerning the deposition unservable asset. When the material is reported to the commodity manager for the disposal instruction of the based on the man hours, the commodity shall convert the direct labor man hours related to information identifiable to the maintenance after required to the overall cost and estimates in the dollar amounts of this regulation. There shall be done decision concerning the disposition of the materials waivers by the commands. Head of the DoD components of the designee has the approval of the authority to request waiver and publish in maximum repair overall allowances. Required maintenances can be accomplished or organizational direct support and general support categories of maintenance. Required repair shall be broken into separate jobs estimates merely to pass the prescribed maximum repair allowance. And improving such requires commanders will assure the unit organization requesting the waiver has been unable to obtain the replacement uneconomically repairable or reparable asset of checking the appropriate commodity manager. Urgent operational essential training requirement exists with justifying uneconomical repair. Requests available can be made and to the request organization command the required days required repair with acceptable period of time number maximum time is considered 60 days. Unit activity commander requesting material waivers shall be submitted to technical inspection justification material retention uneconomical repair the proper support maintenance challenge to the DoD service commands of the approval. Waivers of the NPM and NICP. The NICP, coordinate with the proper NPM, may grant the published maximum one-time repair overall allowance for the maintenance required to restore unserviceable asset service conditions which accomplish the depot maintenance level operational requirements necessity such action. Deposition of instruction eligibility for evacuation of a depot maintenance contents. All locomotives covered with the chapter eligible evacuation of the depot maintenance whenever the technical inspection result indicates the repairs required are not authorized exceeding the general support capabilities. The cost of repairs shall not exceed one-time repair expenditures. Oversee the depot maintenance of all locomotives and items and oversee installation responsibility of the major oversee commanders. It shall be accomplished by existing facilities, paper, personnel, equipment with the appropriate argument with the required by contractual maintenance. The technical inspectors be familiar maintenance operation standards to determine the work repaired and work required thereby and our proper classification. Chapter 9, Part 5.2, Disposition Instructions. Instructions shall be provided by the commodity manager for all locomotives, regardless of the repair expedition limits listed in applicable appendix. When the estimated one-time repair cost exceeds or precedes the expenditure limits, waiver limits, and not authorized, no action will be taken to dispose equipment until the disposition of the instruction are received in the NICP. Chapter 10, Storage Locomotives.